Senatorial Conference Room, Snek Empire. You call this a victory? President One Snek of the Senatorial Inquiry Board bristled. Yes, I do. Admiral Snekar III answered. Hostilities have ceased, and we have access to all their resources. It was a textbook victory. One Snek's facial expression showed he was not having it. He continued his questioning. Did they lower themselves to you? Did they grovel and plead for mercy? I don't care about textbook victories. I want real victories. I'm not sure if this is possible at all. Even when those giants lie down as flat as possible, they are still taller than us. How should we ask such a creature to lower itself for us? The Admiral wriggled nervously. I made them grovel, though. One Snek eyed the Admiral suspiciously and asked, how were you able to subjugate these large creatures? The 2 previous assaults failed. 2 armies killed to the very last Snek. The Admiral coughed and started to speak. Through brilliance and strategic genius, I, Admiral Snekar III, Grand Marshal of the 2nd Fleet, First Overseer of the 12th Recon, and High General of the 15th Army. His speech broke off when he saw a group of Sneks worming in with a projector and a battle-damaged droid. What is the meaning of this? Admiral, one of the senators answered. We would like to save you from the tedious retelling of your encounters. Let us first watch the footage from this droid. The Admiral instinctively tried to dig down and escape his shame. Though it failed, it did not go unnoticed. Several senators gave him a thin smile. The entire operation was a disaster. To have it watched by others was the ultimate disgrace. If he was a bit more erect, he would rather have died. He was just too soft on the inside, he thought. The projector screen showed how he positioned his troops. He was proud of it. They all were lined up in exact squares with exact spacing. His troops would make any commander proud on the parade field. His troops marched so much more neatly and orderly than the armies that tried before. The Admiral struggled to refrain from commenting on how great this was. He knew what was coming. The projector showed a colossal machine arriving on the scene, easily the size of an entire battalion. It was a massive vehicle, followed by a gigantic tank on wheels, connected by thick hoses. The tank began spraying a foul-smelling liquid onto his army. He sniffed and determined it was some kind of highly flammable substance. His army was done for. One spark and it was over. If one soldier fired, they were all dead. Then a giant jumped off the machine. It was easily 20 times the height of an average Snek. It wore a large hat. It had a wicked grin on his face. Instead of a weapon, it had something glowing between its fingers. It put the glowing stick between his lips for a moment and smoke came bellowing out of its mouth when it said, "Make my day, punk!" The Admiral lowered his head even further. He should have felt insulted. He should have died heroically with a final act of defiance. He did nothing. Just like now, he cowered and watched. Death did not come. He now wished it had. Somewhere else, roughly around the same time, the class of human schoolchildren stopped in front of a large building, and the teacher yelled at them to group up. In a loud voice, he continued, "This was a hospital. Sick people used to go here where doctors tried to make them better. It often did not work." The class gawked at the teacher. Thomas, unable to comprehend the horrible alternative, asked, "What happened if people did not get better?" The teacher, much softer now, answered Thomas, "They died, Thomas. They died." Everyone in the class had shocked faces. Did they not have Sneks? Several pupils voiced the question that seemed to bother many. No, we did not have Sneks. Not until 30 years ago with the first Snek invasion. A wounded cat ate a live Snek, and the rest is history. Can you now all tell me the rhymes? The class started to drone. One Snek a day keeps the doctor away. Always bring your tweezers. Hand fishing in the toilet is for underachievers. Wash your Snek before the rest. Dirty Sneks are a pest. Senatorial Conference Room, Snek Empire. The Admiral steeled himself. He had to try and change the narrative, especially the picture of how Sneks were wriggling, pulled from something he did not want to remember ever again. Inside it was not as bad, but it became a whole other story when it mixed with air. We may have suffered a few indignities, a few minor infractions due to our huge cultural and biological differences. But look at the treasures we brought. One cargo hauler was full of mirrors, another full of marbles. On the way back to school, the teacher finished his story. And so we got the best deal ever.